Hello, my warrior. Welcome to another Vlogmas day number 12. Okay. Title, let's talk about it. What have you been doing all of the month of December so far? Me personally, I have been watching all of these movies. Christmas. And I've been enjoying them because some of them have you dying laughing. They got so much comedy in there. It's crazy. I have my little thing hanging out right there. I don't need that to come loose and unravel then, honey. You're going to see a hot mess. Because I need to do my house so bad. I just don't know what I want to do to it. That's why it's not done. But today we're going to talk about the movie. I don't know if I have it correctly and I'm trying to see what it is, but the way I'm watching it is not going to show it to me. But I think it's Holiday Lottery or something like that, but I'll give the right, name right about here. So my question to you is, if you won $10 million from the lottery, what would you do? I hate that glare, so I think I'm going to take these glasses off. I look a hot mess, but I'm going to take them off to get that glare out. I have no makeup on, okay? I am washing clothes, cleaning up my house, cleaning up my closet. What? I'm doing clean. I know y'all saying, now this girl has been with us for over a year, and she has never showed us a cleaning video. I just got too much stuff in my house. Too much, okay? I have a small little apartment. At first it was just for me. But then me and my, significant other, my boo thing, we decided to be together. I'm putting these glasses back on because I look crazy. And I'm trying to see y'all. So I'm going to turn a little bit. Hopefully it'll take away the glare. But guys, what would you do if you won $10 million? Because if you won $10 million, you're probably going to end up with $7 million. I think. Yeah, I think you're going to end up with $7 million if you won 10. But what would you do? It's like when you have a family, right? The way they look at it is your family is going to have their hands wide open. Gimme. That's all you're going to hear. When they was like on this movie, right? I mean, I really don't want to tell the story just in case people want to watch it. But, oh well, I'm going to explain it. Because this done came out twice now. This is the second night. So, I don't know if it's coming out again. But I have what they call demand, and I have I'm trying to get in I'm trying to have it where the glare is in the middle of my nose. But I have demand Roku, so I'm able to see stuff after the fact. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, it was 3 sisters. One sister was home helping, taking care of the mom and dad, and then the other sister was in the music business, and then another sister was in, probably, I'm gonna say blue collar world, white collar, whatever you want to call it, some type of collar, atmosphere. And both of them, okay, one of them lost their job, which was in the collar business, and then the other one, she ended up getting evicted, so they all had to come home anyway. So this was like a perfect plan for them to have somewhere technically to stay. So I just look at, now that's all the story I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you no more. I want you to see the rest of the story if you haven't seen it. But I'm just looking at winning $10 million. What would you do? Where would your mind be? Because if you're young, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're young and let's say you're young and life has been wonderful for you, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to play with it. If you're young and life has been really, really hard for you, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna think about it. Okay, I'm just looking at 10 million. I look at, honestly, if you're gonna get 7 back, I'm just gonna say they're gonna give you 7 because you want it all at one time, so they're gonna give you 7. I'm saying, I don't know, but if they give you 7, I would look at the fact that $1 million will technically buy you the home you want, the vehicles you want, the furniture you want, and you should have money left. Okay. Now, if you have children, honestly, I'm gonna tell you the best thing to do if you have children. If your children get along, then I will put them all in the same house. Let that be the base house, meaning that that's the house they can come to whenever they're having problems, struggling in life. All they got to do is make sure the lights stay on, the cables stay on, and make sure lights, cable, water, and the taxes is paid. So I feel that's the best thing these days, because you don't want your children to sit there and live scot-free and then they don't learn the maturity of responsibility. But you look at, sometimes you have a young lady gets pregnant and now her and the guy's not doing so well, then she needs a place to come home to just to get through her pregnancy. And then if she want to get her own, she can, because you want to teach your kids to get their own. So I'm looking at, you can buy a really, really nice house. Now I'm saying, I live in Orlando. I'm closer to, I ain't gonna tell my business, none of your business. But I'm gonna tell you a nice area that is in Orlando, and that's the Windermere area. Only thing about that, no buses come down that road, so people, children will have problems. So you got to find a nice area. And like I said, I would get and Metro West is good too. Forgot about them. I would get like a 5 or 6 bedroom, and if you can remodel it to the point where each room has their own bathroom, then that would be amazing, because then you don't have to worry about them, how would you say it, having issues. And then if it's a family that can work together, then maybe get, I mean, most people have just one refrigerator, but you might want to have like 2 or 3 refrigerators in that house, so that you might have the girls work good with each other, so they might want to share a refrigerator. Then you might have a whole family that's there, because look at what's going on, C-19, so they may want to share a refrigerator. And then you might have the guys that's saying, they cool, they want to share a refrigerator. So then, you're straight. If you hear the noise in the background, that is my washer and dryer. It is kicking tail, okay? So you may hear a little noise because it act up at times, okay? But I would, everybody said, okay, I'll buy each one in my house. That's what I'm not agreeing with, because the it depends on the maturity level. Because if the maturity level is not right, you can have another person, guy or female, come in there and run things. And the reason I know that is because I'm looking at my grandma's house right now. Or should I say previously. How someone came in there and think she was running things and she ain't even part of the family. But you have to be careful. Because, what's yours is yours. So I'm just looking at the fact that you have to be really careful. Now, these young ladies, I'm kind of like glancing at them. They look like if you buy them a house, they'll probably be okay. So maybe if they make a part 2 to this, it may be a possibility that, he buy, I think one of them do have a house of their own. Well, the one that got evicted, of course, she don't have a house of her own. But the one that was in another state, which would have been New York, she might have an apartment. She might not have a house of her own, but she might have something good. But what I'm looking at is you have to be very careful. And these girls' sake, maybe it'll be safe to get them a house. But I look at the one that's a music star, you know, her man ain't good with money. So he'll be done blew that all up. So you have to think twice, okay, and make that decision. But I'm one that I feel that if you win the lottery, I don't understand why they have to put your name out there. I feel it'd be better by putting your initials, because initials can be anything. And then it'll be less of confusion, because you look at it. When you put the person's name out there, all you're doing is putting them at risk. You're putting them at risk to the point where they may have to worry about, you know, somebody stalking them, or all of a sudden, let's say a guy that she never ever could have, all now he in love with her. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. So you have to be really careful to make sure that you don't put yourself to the point where you got to worry about it. Because if you looked at these movies on how these people have made money, and then all of a sudden something has happened to them, or you look at where you know, people start stalking these people and different things happen, so they got to leave their state that they may love to go stay somewhere else. So it's like you have to be careful. But I just look at, if I won $10 million, I will make sure that I have a few things in mind, and I would take maybe, you know, it depends. I might take 1 or 2 million to do what I have in mind that can bless me in return. But, and then, I mean, that'll be 3 million gone then. Just saying. And then I have 5 million left. But I would definitely put 3 million in a savings, meaning that it shouldn't be touched unless it's an emergency. And then I'll put 1 million in a regular saving and 1 million in a checking account. So that means my regular savings, I mean, I don't even think I will put, honestly, let me take that back. I would not put $1 million in my checking. Maybe a $500,000 in my checking, but that checking don't need no full $1 million. Okay, so I will put $1.5 million in my savings and a $500,000 in my checking, because you don't need, you want to still work, you want to still do something, unless you're going to retire. If you're going to retire, it's up to you what you plan to do. But I wouldn't spend too much money, you know, on things, because things are material. So just think about it. If you won 10 million, what would you do? So guys, in the comment section, or ladies and gentlemen, so let me say that. I hate saying guys because some people get offended. But to everyone, let's say it like that, in the comment section, tell me, what would you do if you won 10 million and they gave you 7 million up front, meaning that you was able to cash out for 7 million? Tell me, what would you do? You know, it's the holiday season. You know, I know for a fact that I would try to make everyone happy if I had it before Christmas. I would want to make sure, you know, my grandkids have everything they need. My children be at a content place in life, because, you know, jobs coming and going right now. I would just make sure people are safe. And I definitely would try to, you know, find out what homeless, like Salvation Army, you know, the different ones, and I'll probably like secretly just donate, you know, chunks of money to them so that they can help out. You know, maybe give each, when it come down to helping people like Salvation Army, different shelters, you know, either try to give them, it depends on how many it is. So if I picked 5 and I decide to give each one of them 100,000 a piece, then that means that's a $500,000 that I gave away. But I look at, when you look at tithing and offering, I've given my tithing. So that's the good part about it. So I want to say thank you for watching. And leave your comment. And if you have not subscribed with your sister right here, what you waiting on? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go on and thumbs it up. And hit that notification button to be notified of all videos, along with share this video. Let them know what your girl is doing Vlogmas. So thanks so much for watching. Later.